Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a romance reading for the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine. I have been channeling all day, doing the dailies, doing 3 different light language transmissions that you can expect on the channel this week. And I'm just in the zone and was called to do this as a special kind of reading. So we're going to have one for the Divine Feminine as well. I'm going to split them up into 2 separate videos. Do make sure that you're checking out both. I will link them in the description box below. This is going to be for the Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine. So we're going to be seeing what's going on as far as a connection romantically. We talk a lot about in the Sacred Union Energy updates what's happening as far as the ascension journey, but let's talk about your relationship. So, this feels good. I'm getting, okay, Spirit's funny. Divine Masculine is funny. I'm actually getting like very giggly, very happy, very warm energy coming from the Divine Masculine for the Divine Feminine. It just feels like an energy of love and being in love, very schoolboy energy. Now, male, female, we're not talking gender here, we're talking about the energy, but for lack of a better metaphor, it feels very like schoolboys energy. Very nervous, very a little bit shy. For females, it's like a very giggly energy, but that's what it feels like for the Divine Masculine. It feels very like 9 of Cups just flew out. Exactly. You're filled with self-love and you're feeling harmonious in connection with your partner. Appreciate the stability and love within your relationship. Enjoy this point in your sacred journey. Your wishes are coming true. It just feels like that. Like wishes are coming true. It just feels so happy and so aligned and so just giddy. Giddy is the right word. It's this 9 of Cups energy. Exactly. Spirit's funny. So it's no coincidence that I was called to do this, because that energy is absolutely here and wanting to be brought forth. So let's get, how is Divine Masculine viewing this connection first? How is he viewing, no, they're correcting me. How is he viewing the journey? How is he viewing the journey with his Divine Feminine? So we're talking about ascension. How is he viewing his ascension journey with his Divine Feminine? How is Divine Masculine viewing the ascension journey? 10 of Wands. You have been carrying a heavy burden for too long, but partnership is about supporting each other. Remember that you and your beloved are on this journey together. This is beautiful. So this is picking up on the full moon in Libra energy that we had talked about. Actually, all the readings from this past week, so go ahead and check out the community tab. Go ahead and check out the past readings on the channel, on Instagram, on Facebook. It's picking up on this same energy, where the Divine Masculine had in the past been really holding their own. That's what they're bringing forth, holding their own. Where they had been, in a sense, so individualized that they didn't know how to be in partnership with another. Even if they were in a relationship with somebody else in the past, it was like it wasn't fully harmonious. It wasn't fully balanced. It wasn't the love-filled, heart-centered relationship that they had been longing for, that soul connection that they had been longing for. And so they shut a part of themselves down and shut themselves off to an essentially connection. And so this, when you came into their life, Divine Feminine, this kind of shut them, they were already shut down, this kind of shocked them. When you came into their life, they had been almost shut down to love, almost shut down to relationships. Even though they had been wanting this, it was like, here you came as this Divine Feminine, their counterpart, as divine love, and they saw this reflected back to them, their own heart reflected back to them, and it was like almost too much, because there was so much that had to be released within them. Old mindsets about love, old conditioning. You went through the same thing, Divine Feminine, or like on this journey as well. But for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, let's talk about you for a second. It was very different for you, because you were at the get-go conscious of this journey. Divine Masculine was not. That was part of their ascension journey. That was part of their higher level of awakening. They may have gone through a spiritual awakening before, but ascension is a whole new ballgame. So Divine Feminine, you were very conscious of the connection. You immediately knew that your counterpart was your counterpart. You knew that they were your divine masculine. You understood the love that you were feeling, and you're just like, let's just get this show on the road. But divine masculine had resistance. The reason for that resistance was, remember, you and your partner are always working together in union. You're always in union, thus you're always working together for the highest good of the connection. If you look back at a few years ago, if you look at where you were and say, either of you, and you say, if we would have been in a relationship then, it would not be what it is now. Because even you, divine feminine, even you being conscious of the relationship, even you being conscious of the connection, you had to go through your own journey. And that's where separation, that illusion of separation, takes place. Because triggers come up between you guys. It's not toxic energy that you embody, but it's toxic energy that comes up from old trauma, old heartbreak, old patterns, old conditioning, old mindsets, old habits, old addictions, old coping mechanisms, old ways of doing things, old beliefs around love. That's the toxic energy that comes up from the past to be cleared. So for divine feminine, a lot of that was about, recognizing her worth, recognizing what she was deserving of, not settling for less, having and upholding healthy boundaries, being able to go with the flow rather than being in an energy of fear and insecurity, releasing attachment and coming to a place of love that just flows naturally and freely. And that's what the divine feminine really had to learn. Divine masculine was learning as well, but they were unconscious of this connection. Or they may have felt it in their heart. They did feel the energy, but they tried to compartmentalize. They tried to block it. They tried to run away from it because it meant a lot of doing the shadow work themselves. It meant a lot of going deep within and facing a lot of their fears. Divine feminines, it was easier for you to face those fears and do the active healing work because you were more conscious of the connection and you knew where the journey was basically leading. You knew it was leading you back to each other. That's the proverbial carrot on the stick. You knew that being with your counterpart was kind of like, in the beginning, you thought that being with your counterpart was the purpose of this journey. The purpose of this journey is ascension. The purpose of this journey is growth and evolution and self-love and self-empowerment. That's what you've learned on this journey. But in the beginning, you were more conscious of the connection as it relates to the connection. Divine masculines have a very different experience. Now, this is not all divine masculines. There are some divine masculines who are very conscious of the journey, but most divine masculines are not. And even though they feel this energy, even though they feel the connection and the love between each other, they try to hold themselves back. They try to resist this. They try to run away from it. And a lot of that is because of the energy that is being mirrored back and forth. And so what happens is that energy has to be cleared between you two so that you come into an energy of more love. Look at where you are now and the transformation that you've gone through now. Where you are now is self-empowered. Where you are now is standing up for yourself. Where you are now is understanding what unconditional love really means. You may have thought you understood it before, but now you understand what it really means. No expectations, no attachments. There's dedication, there's devotion, there's loyalty, but not attachment as far as clinging, not attachment as far as need. You are standing on your own in your own wholeness. And when you're seeing it as you're in your own wholeness, then you come together with your counterpart and become one. It's the yin and the yang energy. The yin energy is in her wholeness. The yang energy is in his wholeness. You come together, lock into place in that beautiful yin-yang sign, and the wheel starts turning. So let's go back to Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine had really been resisting this, unconscious of this, and so it was a heavy burden on them too. Divine Feminines, it was a heavy burden on you because you were aware of this. But on the other hand, it was a heavy burden on the Divine Masculine because they weren't, because they didn't quite see the whole picture, because that was part of their ascension process, learning how to pull back, learning how to see the big picture, learning how to trust their intuition and what they were receiving. That's the feminine energy within them. And so where they are now is they have ascended, they have awakened, they have become conscious of themselves, this connection and this ascension journey, and now they are seeing what it is all for. It is for the love that they hold within themselves, the feeling of worth, just this renewed rebirth energy that feels so good within them. They've been holding on to old energy for so long that just didn't feel good. It felt stale, it felt stagnant, but it was what they knew. It was like a comfort energy. And now what they've done through this ascension process is they have really transformed and released all of that old energy to embrace their heart, to embrace their emotions, to embrace their love, to embrace their own happiness. And coming from a place of wanting to take action, wanting to take leadership for their life. Where before a lot of them had adhered to other people's expectations or duties or obligations. They had been in an energy of toxic control, of manipulation, of just false beliefs and false energy, just a toxic energy. But they've released all of that. Release the ego is what I just heard. Release the ego, spiritual or otherwise. And because of that, they're really anchoring into their heart space. And that's a new energy. That's a beautiful energy. And the more they do that, the more they are releasing that burden of the old. They had really been, even though Divine Feminine has always been energetically there, they were not fully conscious of that until recently. This feels like the past several months, the past year. It's when they began to get fully conscious of this, fully conscious of their Divine Feminine, fully conscious of the transformation and ascension that was being experienced within themselves. And so where it felt kind of like they were wandering in the desert on their own, now they realize that they're doing this in partnership and they're not alone. And so they're releasing that energy. They're releasing the burdens and the heaviness around this journey. They're like, oh, I have my Divine Feminine with me, within me, energetically within me, and possibly even with me in physical, to do this together, to be in partnership together. And that feels good. That feels good to Divine Masculine, because that is what is natural for Divine Masculine. Because the love between you guys is natural. I'm tripping up my words here because there's so much coming in so fast, and it's such a beautiful energy. I'm going to ask them to slow down. Please slow down. So how are they feeling about this journey? They are feeling, it just feels like a sigh of relief. Like they can put the burden down, like they know that they don't have to do this alone anymore. They know that they're not alone, and they're beginning to trust in that and have faith in that. And they're beginning to turn towards their Divine Feminine for support and guidance and love. Now, this is not support and guidance wherein they're just grasping at the energy and just taking. This is an equal balance. They're putting in the effort towards the relationship, recognizing the balance there, and they are allowing them to receive from their Divine Feminine. And what's interesting about that is the balance, that's inner union for Divine Masculine. That is the balance of the feminine and masculine energy within them. So Divine Feminine, the feminine energy is all about being able to receive and go with the flow of things. Divine Masculine is all about, and she gives as well. She is one who is able to give without expectations, without conditions, without strings attached. She's able to just give from her heart space. Divine Masculine as well, but Divine Masculine is learning how to give without needing to receive as well, and to be able to receive without holding on too tightly. It's just, I don't know how else to explain it. I'm going to ask for clarity in future readings, but right now I want to pull back from that. It's just what we had channeled is the infinity sign. It's just a beautiful flow of give and receive, and it's because the masculine energy and feminine energies are in balance. The masculine and feminine energies know how to give and receive in beautiful harmony, and that's the infinite flow of this love. Divine Masculine is putting down the burden of needing to do this all on his own, feeling like he's alone in the world, feeling like he's wandering in the desert, and it's a struggle, and it's a challenge, and it's suffering. He is putting all of that down. He's recognizing the journey for the love that it is, recognizing how it is changing him, how it's transforming him, and how that actually feels good, allowing himself to feel that happiness without resisting it, allowing himself to feel that love received and given with his divine feminine and how good that feels, because it is just the energy of love, and he's fully allowing himself to embrace that energy, putting down this burden. That's incredible. Okay, so let's get, how is he feeling about this connection as a whole? Nope, I want this one. How is divine masculine feeling about this connection? How is divine masculine feeling about this connection with his divine feminine? Beautiful. So we have the friendship card, which is, look, this is what I have in my workspace. Love is friendship caught on fire, which is exactly what it is. Friendship is the foundation for everything. If you jump into a relationship too fast without having that foundation of friendship, then it's a struggle, because you don't have that energy of companionship and friendship and loving each other without expectations, without just being able to be in each other's presence. That's what friendship is. There's romance here, but this is the foundation. And what I love about this is this feels like partnership. When this card first came out, I thought it actually said partnership, because I was looking at the image and how they're just embracing each other. They are one. They are a unit. They are working together in this beautiful harmony, in this beautiful partnership, each other's beloved. How is divine masculine feeling about this connection? How is divine masculine feeling about this connection with his divine feminine? How is divine masculine feeling about this connection with his divine feminine? Flirt. See, there's romance there. How is divine masculine feeling about, I'm not going to take all of that, I just want one, please. How is divine masculine feeling about his connection with his divine feminine? And we have maturity, which feels like spiritual maturity. So this is all an energy of growth. This is all an energy of transformation. And as they transform within themselves, they're wanting this connection to transform and grow as well. This is the evolution of the connection as a whole. So the foundation of friendship, moving into this energy of more flirtation, more playfulness. This has an energy of innocence, but it's a, okay. It's a, oh God, we're not going to go here today, are we? It's a very sexy energy. It's a very romantic energy, a very passionate energy. So while there's a sense of innocence here because of the pure love that exists within you guys, it's also very sexy and playful and flirtatious. It's very, I'm just seeing the sacral chakra like just lit up. There's very like fiery energy here. So this is really beautiful. It's a pure essence. It's a very innocent love, in that it's a very pure love, but there's a very fiery, passionate, sexy energy that's coming through here, and that's what this is evolving into, because it is maturing. Where you see, I was brought to my attention with a client, you see how there's no petals here, but there's petals on this side? Well, what I'm actually seeing is petals are blooming. Where it might have felt like half the connection had been severed, or half the connection, like the connection was one-sided, especially for the divine feminines, now it's coming into full bloom, because there is a maturing, and that's what this is. Maturity is a blossoming. Maturity is a blooming. It's growing. This connection is growing. Your divine masculine wants this connection to grow, and it's because of the foundation of friendship you had built. Now, if you're not in physical communication or proximity or relationship with your divine masculine, then this is all about energetic. You are building the energetic foundation for this connection. If you were in a physical relationship or friendship with your divine masculine, this is just the continued evolution of that. But in both cases, it's the energy of a foundation had been laid, a foundation of friendship had been laid, and you were working on this partnership together, whether energetically or completely with each other in the physical. Doesn't matter. It's all energetics anyway. You were all always working on this energetically together. And so what's happening is there is more coming in, and more in the physical that's coming in, especially with this flirt card. This has a very physical nature to it. So a beautiful maturing that's happening here. This is a spiritual maturing. This is a relationship maturing, moving into a higher level of commitment. This is what your divine masculine wants. This is how they're viewing the connection. They're seeing the evolution. They're seeing the growth. And because they're growing within themselves and putting down the burdens of doing this all themselves, they're wanting this partnership now, wanting to evolve and grow with you into new commitment, into this very beautiful energy. We'll just put it like that. We'll just leave it like that. Okay. How is he feeling about his divine feminine? How is the divine masculine feeling about his divine feminine? How is the divine masculine feeling about his divine feminine? Okay. This feels like I don't pay attention to the words. I pay attention to the energy. Yeah, we have attraction at the bottom of the deck. I feel like anywhere where there had been a mask, anywhere where they had been shielding themselves, this gives me this Two of Swords energy. You see how she has this like, it's like a veil. It's like a blindfold. Anywhere where that had been over their eyes, that Two of Swords energy, it's being removed. And I feel like they are now seeing signs about this connection. They're seeing synchronicities about this connection. They're understanding this connection from a very different place. And that's ushering in this new energy. You see how he is now on his knees offering up a rose to the divine feminine. I feel like that's him putting in the effort now for this connection, where he wasn't able to do that before because he was in that old energy. He wasn't able to fill up his own cup. He wasn't able to give that effort to anybody else. But now that significant shift and transformation is taking place within him, now that the foundation has been laid for this transformation, it's shifting into just an evolution, a blossoming of the relationship, higher commitment, higher love, higher effort. And there's this new love is just this fresh energy that's coming into the connection, which is more harmony, more balance. They're showing me now the Six of Swords, so calmer waters. It's actually the honeymoon card in this deck. They're showing me calmer waters, a more stable foundation, just this beautiful harmonious energy. And it's because the veil had been lifted. Any self-deception or self-sabotage has been kind of thrown away. So they're really acknowledging this connection, seeing this connection, and also seeing the signs and synchronicities, getting activations, getting downloads, really understanding this from a spiritual perspective, from the third eye perspective, really understanding this, how they're almost like I'm hearing how the divine feminine had kind of always been aware of this connection. Now the divine masculine is aware from that same level. And it's because the feminine energy within him is rising, and the feminine energy is connected to the higher realms, is very attuned, is very connected. And so the more divine masculine connects to himself and his heart space and his spirit team, his third eye, his crown chakra, the more he's connected, the more he's opening up to love, because it's all about the heart, connecting to the heart. Let's get one more card. Anything else? How is divine masculine feeling about divine feminine? How is divine masculine feeling about divine feminine? That's too many. Let's get one of these. How is divine masculine feeling about divine feminine? Divine masculine. How is divine masculine feeling? Nope. Okay. Just got corrected. I'm going to use my own tarot deck. This is my newly created tarot deck, Tarot in Translation. It is available for pre-order in my Etsy shop. Link is below. Clarify these cards, please. How is divine masculine feeling towards the divine feminine? There it is. See? Two of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Letting go of that old energy. Letting go of that anxiety. Letting go of that self-sabotage energy. To bring in this partnership energy. This new, fresh energy. That just clarifies exactly what I was saying. Okay, so thank you for that confirmation, Spirit. What does he want with his divine feminine? In this current energy that divine masculine is in, what does he want with his divine feminine? He wants balance. He wants harmony. That's that yin-yang energy we were channeling in the beginning. He wants to come together. Bottom of the deck, this beautiful commitment, this higher level of commitment, this partnership, this harmony. This is what he wants because he's feeling that harmony within himself, and he's feeling that harmony when it comes to when he thinks about you, divine feminine. And so he is wanting that. It's almost like he wants that for all of his life. He's recognizing this new energy within himself, and he's like, this feels so good. This feels normal. This feels not normal. This feels natural. This feels like my soul self. This feels like my heart opening up, and I want this. And I want this with my divine feminine because that's my natural partner. That's this natural love. That's this pure love that's coming in. And so wanting this harmony, wanting this balance, wanting this devotion, commitment, dedication with you, this sacred union, this sacred partnership with you. And I'm also hearing it is very sacred to divine masculine. This love, you might not feel it or see it. No, I don't want to say you might not feel it. You might not see it in the physical divine feminines, especially if you're in lack of communication. But this union and you, this love is very sacred to divine masculine. They do not take this lightly. So understand that as well. They do not take this love and this ascension and this transformation, this partnership lightly at all. So understand that as well, and have faith in that as well. That is very, very sacred to them. You might not see that. You might not be able to feel that yet. You might not see evidence of that yet. But know that to be true. These divine masculines are very sensitive. They are very loving. They are very heart-centered. They've just had to go through a major transformation to get rid of the old soul sludge that was really blocking their soul essence. The reason why you love your divine masculine is because you've always seen that. You've always seen their soul self. You've always seen that heart-centeredness. You've always seen their sensitivity. You've always seen that love. And it was just all of the soul sludge and the gunk that came up. Again, that toxic energy that we talked about in the beginning that had to be cleared. And the more that clears, the more they transform, and the more you're seeing that again. That's the rise of the divine masculine. And so they do take this very seriously. They do take this as a very sacred partnership and a very sacred love. So a beautiful, beautiful message coming in from divine masculine there. Okay, we're going to close out with, I want this one, Conversations with Counterparts. This is also my deck that is available in my Etsy shop. And let's see, what does divine masculine want to say to divine feminine? What does divine masculine want to say? I miss our friendship. Building that foundation, building that stability. That's really important to divine masculine because it offers them that stability, that security, that sacredness that they want from connection. So that friendship, that foundation is really important for the divine masculine. I miss you. I miss our friendship. I miss you. One more or two more. I don't feel worthy of you. Oh, that's my title card. You know, we'll hold that out. I'm not really feeling that. I feel like that's actually past energy. That's what they have been transforming. Let's get one more card. What does divine masculine want to say to divine feminine? One more card, please. Okay. Every road leads back to you. This is that beautiful evolution. This is how they are transforming, how they are viewing the connection, evolving towards this connection, growing towards this connection and this beautiful harmonious partnership. My life is better with you at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. All right, you guys, a beautiful reading for the divine masculine to the divine feminine. I hope that resonated for you. Take it as it did resonate for you. Disregard it if it doesn't. I have hundreds and hundreds of readings here on the channel. You can go ahead and look through the playlist if this doesn't resonate for you, if you want to see if something else does. We'll be back with a Sacred Union energy update towards the end of the week. I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, and we'll see you next time. Bye.